West.
Absolutely not. Not this year. And I think that I'm shocked at folks. The people are talking about Kyrie for this season like, well, you know, he does have an injury history. It's not an injury history. He had ACL surgery in late March. He is going to be out at least until the All-Star break, and maybe longer.
He's saying what he's shooting for January.
Yeah.
All-Stars in February.
Right, yeah, but so let's call, if he is back the first game after the All-Star break, it's a huge success. You know what I mean? And so and even when that happens, I don't think you're going to get full-blown Kyrie. What you're going to have in the meantime is a super talented, do-it-all 18-year-old who is the only guy on the team, except for maybe Max Christie, who can be a playmaker ball handler. Like, so they're going
to have to go get
Of course, they're going to have to go get somebody, but it's not like they have a ton of cap space. It's not like they're going to get a bunch of impact guys. A guy who maybe it could have been Quentin Grimes was another one of the Nico moves of the offseason. I'm not sure if maybe that helped him get Cooper Flagg too. But it actually probably did because Grimes was good. I believe if Anthony Davis stays at the level he's at, if Cooper Flagg is the player everyone thinks he's going to be, at least to most degree, you know what I mean, which is very, very good, clearly the deserving number one pick. And if Kyrie recovers well from his ACL, I think they can contend in year 2 for Cooper Flagg. But asking a rookie brew to be, a young rookie at that, to be the primary ball handler creator on a team with championship aspirations, it's simply, only time it's ever happened is with Magic Johnson, and he had Kareem, who, with respect to Anthony Davis is not. So no, I do not think they can contend in the West at all this year. Down the road, sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised so many people have said they're talking about the Mavs like Kyrie's not hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how people are talking about it. And I am totally skeptical about the Philadelphia 76ers because of their health. I'm not that far on the Mavericks, but there is a little of that. Like, right now, Kyrie will be back whenever, February, January. And like Nick said, I'm not convinced he's going to come right in and be the old Kyrie. It might take him the rest of next season that he plays to get back to his former self. And remember, he'll be 34 when the playoffs start. So that's another thing you just got to throw in there, that he will be older in addition to coming off the injury. I love their roster when healthy. Like, if you told me Kyrie's coming back in February and he's going to be the old Kyrie, Anthony Davis is going to stay healthy all year throughout the playoffs, then I would think they're going to be a contender. I mean, I really do. I think obviously OKC is at number 1, but I would put them right there with Houston and the Lakers and Denver and Minnesota, all these other teams, if they're healthy and Kyrie's back to form. But
yeah, that's the thing, because then you're asking Cooper Flagg essentially to be like a role player, right? If you're talking about you have a healthy and in their prime, you know, playing at their all-time great levels of Kyrie and AD, then you add someone as great as Cooper Flagg, but he's essentially just a role player, right? Like, he's just kind of like a 4th option, 3rd option, can have a couple random games where he's like, you know, kind of going off, but like, then obviously you're in an amazing situation. That's obviously not the future trajectory of Cooper Flagg, but like, if you're talking about year 1 as a rookie, well then yeah. But that's, I don't know if that's like the Mavs, you know, that's not the main plan here. Mainly because AD and Kyrie aren't durable enough. So there is no confidence that they're going to be healthy for the next 3-4 years. I mean, you know, again, Kyrie will be, you know, in 3-4 years, he'll be 38. Like, it's just not there. His game is only going to age so well because of his style of play. I mean, and it's not like he's a Steph Curry where it's like, okay, well, at least he, you know, his shooting is through the roof, so he'll always be important in that regard. It's just a different style of play. Kyrie can obviously help a team, and so can AD, but it's just like, once you kind of have Cooper Flagg, I see it as like, this is like a soft reset and you have now some of these veterans like Kyrie and AD, more so to kind of stabilize a team, keep them pretty competitive, bring in other free agents, and actually help grow the young players now. That you're having a passing of the torch, obviously, most notably with Cooper Flagg, but a couple other players that you're now then just trying to instill the culture, instill the right way to play. And it's important to have like actual veteran leaders to help keep them all, to keep these young guys together and developing. Otherwise, a team can get pretty wonky when you don't have that veteran leadership with a bunch of young guys. Like, that much is very clear. There's a reason why they went out, Spurs went out and got Chris Paul, and other teams went out and got Chris Paul over the years and whatnot. Like, it does matter. Just because, not even just for your own, in the locker room and off the court stuff, but even just like maturing on the court. How to actually play high quality winning basketball, doing the right things at the right times. Where even if Kyrie and AD, as they get older and a little bit more injury prone, at least when they're on the court, they'll be playing basketball the right way. Whereas if you just got a bunch of young guys all there, it's just kind of like, all right, it's just a lot harder. It's just a lot harder for this to all unfold. You can't actually really always put into practice what you practice. So to me, it's like, this is the wrong question. Can Dallas contend in the West? It's like, it's not, I don't know if that's really the intention here. It's they're going to have to still round out this roster with other young competitive talent. And it's just, that's where basketball is always kind of a little tough, because you have a rookie like in Cooper Flagg, who, for him to truly achieve, for him to really become who he's supposed to be, man, that's like 5-6 years away. It's a long time away. We see this year after year after year with all these greats, with the Kobe Bryants, with the Jokic's, with the LeBrons, with the Stephs, with the Kobe's, with SGA. Like, it takes years, and it takes years and years and years. And now you have some of these other younger players, but they're going to be leaving their prime. If not, they've already left it. The injuries kind of start to pile up. And so you kind of need to round out this roster. You have to figure out what how long are you willing to wait for Cooper to be your true bona fide number one franchise player, where he can legitimately lead you to greatness? Because that'll probably be, realistically, in 4 years. And if you're not willing for that, well, then you have to treat him like he's going to be a second or third player. And then you have to build the roster accordingly. But if you're willing to wait 3 years and kind of slow play it, well, then you keep some veterans around, kind of like what they did with Kyrie. It's really kind of a smarter deal. And then you just kind of try to continue to acquire other great young talent, not exactly as young, maybe someone who's 21, 22. So then by the time Cooper Flagg's 23, 24, you have a couple older guys who are now 27, 28, who've had a bunch of, who've already had a bunch of playoff experience. Ideally, they want a ring with another team, right? Like, you get someone from like, okay, it's hard to know exactly who would be available 3-4 years from now, but that stuff always happens. Someone from the Pacers, OKC, the War, whatever it may be, whoever's winning. And you round out the roster. So this is you got to figure out, what do you want the timeline to be? What are you willing to have? And it is a very hard thing in basketball, and it's why football is king. Because you draft a quarterback, and by year 2, that quarterback could be the MVP. You could just be balling. And, you can go from last to first in football. I mean, it happens all the time. You could be a joke of a franchise for decades. You get the right coach, you get the right quarterback, boom, you're in the NFC Championship game. Just look at the Commanders. Just like that. It's just not like that in basketball. It's just not. And especially when you're drafting 18, 19-year-olds. It just takes too long, and it's something that people always want to kind of tiptoe around. And that's why you have some of these conversations like this, and it's like, unfortunately, it's just not the conversation. And I know it's a bummer. I know. And I'm not saying you can't contend and you can't be great, but then it's just like, then you have to understand who Cooper Flagg's going to be for you and the type of roster that you're trying to build, which is a different type of roster that you're trying to build if you're trying to set Cooper Flagg up to be the franchise player when he's 23, 24, and beyond. It's different. And you can maybe do both, but you got to be smart with the type of contracts that you're signing then. So it's, you don't want to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You want to commit to a path and just stay true to that. And it could be ugly at times, but then it could be majorly beneficial. Then you actually have a great young core like OKC has, like the Golden State Warriors built. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Dallas Mavericks? Do you think that they can contend in the West? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.